it's time for our high school sports recap, and my man is back after he wasn't here last week, but he's back this week. Man, we're gonna recap some of the games last week. We're gonna start. Man, I don't even know where we want to start off. Man, there was some bad losses, but there were some big wins. Let me take to some positives. We'll start off with Lynn Classical. Lynn Classical bounced back after the loss to Peabody, which I felt they had that game, but that fourth quarter, everything just went wrong in that fourth quarter. I think they had that game. They had it in grasp. But good job bouncing back. And as I was telling you before we got on camera, Brian Vaughn Jr., he's looking the running, his scrambling. He's not fully comfortable yet doing it, but the pocket presence and the confidence in his throws is really there, and it was on display. There was 5 touchdowns.
Yes. So. No, first of all, thank you for having me, as always.
Man, no
Appreciate it. I actually gave Brian Vaughn Jr. Item Athlete of the Week.
Yeah.
He played great. I explained it that there's not a throw he can't make yet. Mm-hmm. I think he can throw it deep. His slants are nice and quick and tight. His scrambling is totally fine. Hopefully it can get improved maybe a little bit. As for Classical, I think its first test was Peabody. And despite the loss, I think they passed. Because I cover Peabody a lot, and they're a very good program.
Yeah.
They're very good. And they go deep into the postseason often. Mm-hmm. And Classical is, your prediction in week 1 is looking good that Classical might be the best team out of Lynn this year, record-wise.
And that game against Peabody, I was there at that game. They were in control of that game throughout. They were in control of that game through 3 quarters. They were in control of that game, and then just everything just didn't go their way the fourth quarter. Young star Eli Batista took over in the fourth quarter. So if they look, I'm sure they look back on the film. I talked to one of the coaches after. He was just like, man, we had them. They just had to score. They just had to score points to put them away because they were in positions to put Peabody away. They were in positions to put Peabody away a few times in that game, but they just didn't put the points up. So that's why they lost. So, but this one, they really put it away.
Yeah, like you said, Eli Batista took that game over. I actually, at the 77 regionals at Bishop Fenwick this summer, to date, he is the most intense player that I've covered this year. It was not a bad loss at all for Classical. They're totally fine, and they bounced back great. Yeah. And I think they're going to do it again tomorrow. This time against Medford tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely on the road against Medford. For, what are we in? Week 4? We're in week 4 already. Ooh, the season's going by. Not so great. Well, before we get to the losses. But Kip Academy, they had a shootout with Neshoba, and another player that I had real high expectations coming into this season, Mornell Castro, and he delivered once again with 2 touchdowns, including the game sealing touchdown there. Man, that looks like there's no slowing down for that offense right now. It looks like they're kind of just picking up where they left off last year.
And Friday night explained perfectly, it depicted perfectly why it's such a great program. They can run and they can pass. 100-something yards passing, 100-something yards rushing, and they do it from multiple angles. It's not just one guy dominating every night. Granted, maybe they're the same 4 or 5 guys, but not one guy. And talking to Jim Rabbit after the game, the program's just so, it's every player's on the same page. Everyone you talk to, whether it's a player after the game or Coach Rabbit himself, they're all happy. They're all ready to go every Friday. Great win from Kip. They pulled it out.
And I believe Javon Machado was at quarterback now. I'm not sure if Chanel Gutierrez is hurt or what. I'm not sure, but I've seen from the film I've been watching the last 2 games, Javon Machado's been at quarterback. Do you hear anything about Chanel or?
I have not heard an update.
Yeah. But he's doing a good job at it.
One of us will find out.
Yeah, we'll find out. But he's doing he's doing a good job too at that position. Just carrying the offense. He's been really productive wherever they put him. So even at quarterback position, he's been really productive. So yeah, Kip Academy, man.
They're going to make the Super Bowl again.
Hey, man.
I just said it. Hey, they're going to make the Super Bowl again.
He said it.
I'll be there.
He guaranteed
Stadium.
it. Yeah, as long as it don't rain this year. All right, we're going to go to Lynn Tech in Saugus. That was a good game. Hopefully the young man, Jadiel Ortega, he's doing well. I'm pretty sure his family said he's doing fine. So it took I don't even know what happened on the play. I just saw him laying face down, but I believe he's all right. But man, it was a really tough football game. Both teams were really competitive. I think just Saugus just made one more play, and Tech had a chance too. They had a chance. They just didn't get the stops. But man, Tech not on a lot of people's radars. But the way they've been playing to start the season off, they should be on a lot of people's radars.
Yes, Tech, I don't think, had an answer for all of the options Saugus has. They can, from the end arounds to the runs down the middle, to the short passes. Cam Preston likes to throw it deep. Saugus can beat you from a lot of ways, and I'm not sure Tech had the star power to keep up with that. And Braden Fiala, Saugus
made the game-changing play right there.
He made the game-changing play, an interception, which Coach Runner said, he wishes that didn't happen.
Yeah.
And obviously, but just from a coaching and execution standpoint, he wants to have that one back. But Braden Fiala was involved in every play. And speaking of Ortega, who, yes, we hope the young man is okay. And he had a beautiful outward fade pass for a touchdown, and then Cesar Reyes had a long touchdown. Yeah. Tech's going to be okay. They're
going to be fine. They were playing well. But when I talked to the Saugus head coach, he said that play right there, the pick six, that you were about to go into halftime down 12-6, and I believe Tech got the ball in the second half to start the second half, but then you go to the half tied 12-12, so that's the momentum shift right there. So
yeah, and both teams were 2-0. Someone's 0 had to go, and Coach Runner said after the game that both programs got what they wanted. I know Tech wanted the win, but it was a back and forth game, to quote James Runner.
Yeah. And I think you can see the confidence from those players. You can see the confidence building up with those players as each game progresses, especially with that offense now, because they've seen that they can make big plays, and they got guys that can go off of big plays.
Confidence builder.
All right, now we go to St. Mary's. They went to Bishop Feheen, coming off the last second win over Winthrop, so they go over to Bishop Feheen, and it was just not their day. That's simply all I can put it. It just was not their day.
It wasn't, and I talked to Coach Driscoll on the phone that night, and he said, the sun's going to come out the next morning.
Yeah.
Ironically, sorry, Coach, the sun didn't come out. It actually rained the next day. But St. Mary's is going to be fine. We know how young they are, and we know who they lost. It's a good experience, a lot of times, whether it's in pro sports or college sports, you go on the road against a tough opponent and you just learn some things about yourself. I think it could be like that. The defense played great in the first half, and a lot of young players showed their potential, I think, and were able to contribute. So St. Mary's will be St. Mary's again.
Yeah, sometimes it's good to have these losses early in the season than later on in the season, but and sometimes it's just, this might be one of those games where you throw away the tape and you're like, let's just move on to the next opponent.
Bishop Feheen's no joke. They were at my rival high school. I grew up in North Attleboro, so I know they're a good program.
And they got some good defense too. I heard their defense is really good. So
absolutely.
Hence the shutout. And last but not least, I told you we're getting close to hitting rock bottom. When was it? After week one? Was it after week one that I said that?
Yeah. You said that.
Yeah, I said that. I said not him. I said that. We hit rock bottom Friday against Everett. It was rock bottom. This is just facts. I just stay facts. I'm here to tell the truth, and the truth is that Lynn English has not scored a touchdown at Manning Field in their last 3 games.
But I do think they will have a second half of the season turnaround. Unfortunately for the Bulldogs, I don't think it happens this week. It's a tough one against Revere. And Revere handled English last season, and I think they handle them again. I think English might be better. We saw from Swampscott, the last year's Swampscott game, English played better this year than last year. So maybe they play Revere better this year than they did last year, but I don't know if they've improved that much to win. But in the second half, I do see a turnaround for English.
Oh, man. I mean, when you hit rock bottom, there's no way to go but up. So that's silver lining here. But I had, going into, after watching them against Swampscott and how much better they played, I thought they should put up a better fight, show some more progress offensively. But no, they just didn't have it. Nothing was working. Once again, we go back to not protecting the quarterback, turnovers, not being able to get stops on defense. There was a few times they got stops, but it's not looking good. You're more optimistic than I am, but
I am more
and that's my school. But It's not looking good.
I think it'll be just fine.
It is not looking good at all right now. It's just not looking good. So, but maybe they could. I just want them to score a touchdown at home. Is that hard? Can I just get a touchdown at home?
They'll have it.
Oh man, yeah, they have Revere. I don't know. I think the start time is said. It's listed at 5 o'clock, but I don't know if there's a doubleheader at Manning.
Got moved to 6.
It got moved to 6, so that's the only game at Manning on slate for Friday.
Yes.
Okay, so 6 o'clock. English is the only. Tech is playing at home on Saturday.
Saturday at 6 o'clock. Yep.
Oh, theirs got moved too. Tech.
Tech's at 6, right? On
Is that
Saturday.
6? I thought it was 1.
Oh, I hope it's 1.
I hope it's 1 too. So we'll see. But look online for the schedules in the time slot. But Bulldogs, please get a touchdown this Friday. I can't come on here and talk bad about you. I can't keep coming on here and talking bad about my team. But y'all leave me no choice. It's not personal. It's just business. My man.
Thank you for having me.
I'll see you Friday and Saturday. Probably. No, I won't see you Friday. I'll be at a different game. I'll see you Saturday.
I'll see you this weekend and next week.
I'll see you Saturday. All right, we're out of here.